My ex-GF destroyed my relationship with my parents, so I returned the favor. My M25 ex-GF, 31F, and I broke up for several reasons, which I boiled down to her being toxic, and she boiled down, he ditched me because I'm mentally ill, which, I suppose to a degree is true, because she's FING crazy. For a little backstory, she was constantly claiming I was cheating on her, demanding to look through my phone as soon as I got home from work at least twice a week, and heaven help me if my aunt had sent me a good morning text, or a coworker had called my private line. She became physical more than once upon finding evidence, but I never considered it abusive, because the way I grew up I didn't even realize that was a possibility, because I'm a man. When she inevitably realized I was telling the truth, every time, she became apologetic, blaming her diagnosis, which I would prefer not to name, because there is enough stigma for personality disorders, and I don't want to add to that. I actually don't blame her mental illness, personally, and this is just me here. I think she was a witch, and telling me it wasn't her fault. I dealt with that for most of our relationship, because when I brought up that I wanted her to stop, or that I didn't like the way she acted about it, she would cry and call me ableist, telling my parents I hated her for being mentally ill. They didn't care to listen to anything I said, and my mother told me that making her cry like that, admittedly full on screaming meltdowns, was abusive. I finally was able to break up with her, after 2 years together, but by then my parents were practically her flying monkeys, and wanted nothing to do with scum like me. That hurt very badly. And I decided that if I was going to lose so much to a relationship, she should too. My ex came from a deeply traditional family. They are all about having children, early and soon. How sad for them that their only daughter was infertile, right? Except my ex wasn't. She had gotten herself sterilized, and lied to them. I sent them a video of her making a joke about it at a party, and a short explanation of what the procedure was. I told them that if they didn't believe me, they could ask to check for her scars at her hips, explaining where the placement would be. I also stretched the truth that the reason I had left her was because I didn't want to get married to someone who didn't want a family. Her father, who I spoke to on the phone, was furious, but nicer to me than he had been during my ex and I's entire relationship. I don't know all of the blowout, but she did key my car within the week. No proof, of course, but given the content of the scratches, it was her, lol, so I guess I know that she knows who told them. Luckily, the car's a ratty old piece of shit, and you can barely even tell lol. I did feel kind of bad, and then I remembered that I wasn't the one who brought parents into it.